Today's project is a hot tub pad. When we built this house, we were sure to put in some concrete, flip around and show you, and get it ready for a future pad. Problem is, the pad here is, as it should be, angled away from the house. There's my 220 sub panel. Here's where the hot tub's gonna go. But I got about 1.1 inches fall. Technically, the hot tub can be installed with that much of a fall. It's just gonna look goofy to me. So today I'm baking a base where I'm gonna raise it that little bit. The plan is to do some 2x4s around the bottom, grow the end with a 2x6, and then put some plywood down on top of it. So that's kind of the goal. I'll show you my step-by-step. I saw a few videos of people putting them on the ground in different ways, but not really how to level your concrete. So this may be the stupidest thing I've ever done. It may work out well. We'll see. All right, the next thing I've done is I've staggered these boards in a circle, 79.5 inches end to end. And then I've taken my level and had some shimming material and shimmed up my low end. Once I made it perfectly level with my shims on both sides, I then took in some really nice GRK deck screws and put them through here. So now I have a nice level surface for the hot tub. Now I'm gonna go through and shore it up crossways before I put my pressure treated plywood on it. I think that's gonna make a pretty solid base. So we'll show you kind of our next step. Plus the 2x4s, I didn't want it to, I was gonna grow a 2x6 and shave down the end, and I thought, man, there's so much room for error there, and it will never look perfectly level. So this way, there's kind of gonna be a nice inset look to it when it's all mounted up and done. All right, we're progressing along here. I've gone through, instead of just one on the end, I've gone to the ends and created these other, ledger boards with a 2 3/4 inch JRK deck screws to hold up the weight. I've then created cross members with little notches to hold up. Those notches I don't expect to hold up the weight of a hot tub, but I'm gonna come back with more 2x4 and kind of do the same scabbing I did here on these. So there's a solid connection to the ground, especially, that concrete's not gonna be perfectly level. So I think the separate 2x4s will do well. Then I'll put my decking over it. But I've checked it, it's completely level. I think once I put the 2x4s on it and the decking, it'll certainly be enough to support the 100 pounds per square foot rating that we need for this tub we're getting later this week. All right, we are braced up like crazy and perfectly level. I didn't want any of these things rolling on me, so realized I took all my scraps and put them on each side, the 2x4s. So the lower 2x4s are bracing against the ground. They are screwed with JRK lag screws, or GRK, whatever the abbreviation is, into these centers, which are perfectly level. So I don't think that thing is gonna go absolutely anywhere, especially once I put my pressure treated plywood on it and cut it to size. Finished product, inch overhang on each side. Really the width of a level is how I measured out, and then cut the line straight. It's super solid, perfectly level. I think it's gonna work really well. The tub we got is actually 8 inches wider on each side, but the base that it sits under is kind of tucked under quite a bit. So this way, maybe once it's installed, it'll almost appear kind of invisible, if you will. But super pleased with it. Didn't really take too long, maybe a couple, 2.5 hours. But yeah, it's done. Here's the finished product. Kids have been in today and it's been below freezing here in northwest Georgia. It tucks in under the corners really nicely. It's been super sturdy. I think the only thing left to do is we'll end up painting the base the same color as the siding of the house, make it all kind of blend in nicely. But yeah, pretty happy with how it turned out.